All right, so the Philadelphia Eagles go in the SoFi and win 23-14 over the Los Angeles Rams. Was there any doubt? The Philadelphia Eagles just continue to dominate and continue to win. It just annoys me a couple things. One, the secondary play made me lose my mind throughout the entire game. They did tighten up towards the end, though. That was a good thing, but for the most part, the secondary play needed to be better. Granted, I'm not going to rip them apart too much because you're guarding Cooper Kupp and Puka Nuka throughout the entire game. So I'm not going to get completely pissed off at the way the secondary played, but at the same time, the defensive line struggled earlier on in the game. They got better as the game went along. There was clearly an adjustment made going into the second half of this game, and it caused them to improve significantly. But the offense looked like they were dominant. They looked confident out there. Did they finish drives? Not enough, but we're going to talk about all of it, all my complaints, all my likes with the game, everything. Before we jump into it, please be sure to leave a like on the video if you do enjoy. Subscribe if you guys are new, especially if you're Eagles fans, and turn on your notifications so you know when I upload or go live next on the channel. But let's talk about this game. The Eagles offense gets buzzing early. They had an unbelievable first drive as Dallas Goedert was getting involved nice and early in this game, and he got involved throughout the entire game, which was nice because I think the tweet was that he had 80 plus, somewhere in the 80 plus range of yards all season long. This game had well over 100 receiving yards. And yeah, it was nice to see him get involved. He picked up a couple first downs. Brown was getting involved. The only guy that really wasn't involved throughout the entirety of this game that is usually a huge part of the offense is Devontae Smith, which, sucked for me in fantasy. But at the same time, the fact that they were able to do this without Smith being too involved really speaks volumes of how deep this team is and how many ways they could beat you when it comes to either utilizing the run game an absurd amount, whether it's going to Dallas Goedert, whether it's going to AJ Brown. This team just continues to find different ways to win, and it's really just, it's nice to see, and it throws teams off because not everyone, but a lot of people thought, okay, this is the week where the Eagles are going to get their first loss, especially with Cooper Kupp coming back. And yeah, they definitely proved them wrong. And everyone was saying that Hurts couldn't throw the ball. Well, he proved them wrong as he hit Dallas Goedert in the end zone to start it off. And that made it a 6-0. Elliott converts on the extra point, 7-0 game early. But yeah, it was nice to see everybody getting involved in that first drive, except for, like I said, Devontae Smith. He was really the only one. Then the defense, unfortunately, could not stop the Rams on their first drive as Kupp was just feasting all over the secondary. He ended up getting a first down, then got another, and then what happened again on fourth down? Got another. But it wouldn't be him getting the touchdown as Tutu Atwell was found in the end zone. Bradbury couldn't make a play there, and that ended up tying the game up. But it's very similar to what happened against the Commanders, where each team got a drive in the first quarter. That was it. The rest of the first quarter, there was really not much action other than that. The Eagles started their second drive, but there really wasn't much to it. I mean, A.J. Brown got a first down, but Hurts then got a first down too. Then there was a missed call as Brown almost made a beautiful catch on the sidelines, but it is what it is. And then Hurts overthrew Watkins on third down, so the punt, they had to punt the football there, which is fine. They weren't going to execute after. I didn't expect them to have as good of a drive as they did the first drive, but seeing Hurts overthrow the football there was a little infuriating. But again, he's another one. It feels like the entire team got settled in as the game went along, which was really nice to see. Then the Rams on their second drive, they didn't really get anything else as Nacua ended up dropping a pass open, and the Eagles ended up forcing a punt there because the secondary actually stepped up a little bit on that drive. Not that they were great because of, like I said, the easy drop pass, but the defensive line, like I said, needed to start getting going. But this was really what annoyed me because this is a theme throughout the entire season thus far. On the third drive for the Eagles, Hurts ended up missing Goedert. Fine. Gainwell, though, got a first down on a nice little effort there. A.J. Brown then got a first down by the sidelines. And then This one annoyed me. Hurts had a lot of time there in the pocket on one of those plays there during that drive. Ended up getting sacked. He needs to learn to throw the football away every now and then. He almost did it again in the fourth quarter, almost did it in the third quarter. He needs to be throwing that football away and being able to get out of the pocket a little bit better. But even then, he's just so used to this offensive line being good that he doesn't expect it to happen. So I can't really be too mad. Swift, though, ended up getting a first down, though, on a nice little throw there. Hurts was throwing some dots. He ended up getting a run for the first down, too. Hurts gets in on the push play. And then this one annoyed me. Quez Watkins hit on a short pass. Has a lot of room to get the first down, and he ends up losing a yard. So Elliott has to kick the field goal. Because, again, the Eagles, they get down the field, cannot complete a drive at all. And, yeah, Watkins, I don't know what he's doing there, but all I know is that I would rather see Zaccheaus get more snaps after watching Watkins play today. And you know it's bad that later on in the game, which we'll talk about, wide open in the end zone, Hurts doesn't even look his direction, which, don't get me wrong, Hurts still should have tried to trust him there, but regardless, I'll get to that play when we get to that play. But yeah, they end up settling for a field goal, 10-7. And then the defense did not end up stopping the Rams there because, again, Nacua, first downs. Kupp, first downs. And the defensive line started to get to Stafford a bit. They forced a fumble, but unfortunately it ended up being recovered there by the Rams. And yeah, Nacua ended up getting a touchdown there because, again, the secondary play, terrible. No other way around it. The secondary play was terrible to start off this game. And then the offense, though, would come up with a huge drive to end it. As my feed's cutting out, so I don't really know exactly what happened. All I saw in the highlights was Hurts made a beautiful throw there. Well, I wouldn't say it was a beautiful throw because A.J. Brown had to really haul that one in. But Brown hauls in a beautiful and makes a beautiful catch there. Got it downfield, and Hurts found Brown in the end zone. That drew a PI, but Hurts got in on the push play. That made it 17-14. So, yeah, that was the end of the first half, though. Nothing else really happened there. And my takeaway from that first half was that the defensive line needed to start putting more pressure on Stafford, which, spoiler alert, they did. The secondary play needed to be better. They sort of got better. The offense was buzzing. That stayed true throughout the game. But I also said they needed to finish some drives, and Hurts, though, looked a lot better. But they did need to finish some drives. But we saw that defensive line. Oh, boy, did we see that defensive line step up immediately in the third quarter. What happens on the first drive for the Rams in the second half? Jalen Carter, an animal, sacks Stafford. And then the defensive line put more pressure on. All of a sudden, it's 3rd and 26. Williams runs the football, doesn't get the first down, and they call a face mask. So they get a first down. And then Nacua gets a deep ball for a first down, and you throw your arms up because here we go. Here we go again. But thankfully, Davis and Morrow stop a run, and then the Eagles ended up forcing some pressure again. And yeah, the Rams ended up having to punt the football there. So they end up getting a little bit of a break, and the defense makes up for some of the misplays there. But the offense would come back onto the field, and another one. You have to capitalize on drives like this. The Eagles, this was another thing that annoyed me throughout the game, especially in the second half. They had to burn so many timeouts throughout this game just because they took forever at the line to set up the plays and get the football. They couldn't get the ball out there, and yeah, they have to burn timeout. Hurts, though, dime to Goddard, big first down. Hurts, though, dime to Goddard again under pressure, first down. Then Hurts with a little bit of a bad play. I don't know if this was miscommunication or what, but Hurts throws a pick right to Witherspoon. Pass intended for Brown. I don't like that. I don't like two things. One, if it was miscommunication, let's go. We got to start getting on the same page here because there's been way too much miscommunication between these first 5 weeks of the season. And the other thing, it felt like Hurts didn't even scout the field for another target. He just goes right to AJ Brown. And this is the one where Quez Watkins was wide open in the end zone. And he doesn't end up, or no, this actually wasn't the one. There was a one later on, but I think there was another open target there, and he doesn't even scout the field there. You gotta be able, you gotta read for more plays. But then the defense comes back onto the field. Blankenship takes a personal foul, automatic first down from Nacua. Bradbury though, great pressure, gets the ball loose in the air, and Morrow cannot hull it in to end up completing the interception there. That would have been a nice win but thankfully the Eagles end up holding them to punt the ball, which sucked because they forced a fumble, but I don't know how they didn't recover it, but they at least force a punt and get them out of field goal range. But yeah, then it was pretty much the end of the quarter there. The Eagles started their sixth offensive drive of the game. Swift had a couple runs, got a couple first downs. Hurts on the push play a couple of times. Hurts with some big time runs too, running the football well. AJ Brown gets a 24-yarder, and that's a first down. Hurts looking comfortable in the pocket. We go to the fourth quarter. Gainwell gets a first, and then this was it yet again. Hurts misses Watkins wide open in the end zone, and they have to settle for the field goal, 20-14. But again, I don't know if it wasn't trusting Watkins, but you had to there. You did not have a choice. He was wide open. You got to read that. You got to make the throw no matter how much you don't trust Quez Watkins. You got to make the throw and at least make an effort. And he didn't. 20-14. Again, could not finish drives, and that really would have put the game away. They probably would have went for two there to really put it out of reach, but I digress. Because it didn't matter. The defense stepped up big. Williams got a first down on a third and short play, but Stafford missed Cooper Kupp on that third down, I think it was. And then, yeah, they ended up having to punt the football. Then the offense comes back on the field. Hurts, dime to AJ Brown down the field for a first. And then again, another timeout burn from the play clock. Swift with a big gain. And then delay a game yet again. Well, this time they took the delay game, but thankfully it didn't matter because Swift runs the ball. They get a flag as Williams is all in Lane Johnson's face. First down there. Timeout used yet again. Don't know why, but again, they had to settle for a field goal, but it's fine. 23-14. And the Rams really had nothing. Kupp got a first down, but Cunningham and Williams put the pressure on Stafford. He throws it away. And then here he comes. Who else but Hassan Reddick? Sacks Stafford. What does he do on the next play? Sacks him again. Annihilates him. And Hassan Reddick steps up when it matters yet again. I'd like to see more of a consistent effort from him from the start of the game, but I will not complain there because you could argue that he really, really won this football game and helped the Eagles stopping the Rams there from marching downfield potentially and making this a closer game than it should have been. For all we know, we're still watching the football game if Hassan Reddick does not make those back-to-back sacks. Freaking love that guy. Freaking love that guy. And then the offense comes back. Hurts gets the first on the push play. They continue to kill the clock. They try to do it back-to-back plays. Couldn't get the first, but Rams got a minute. They had no answers. They picked up a first. Cute and all, but they got nothing, and they couldn't even add some extra points, and the Eagles end up completing the win here, 23-14. Was there any doubt? I mean, seriously, I just can't fathom how this team just finds ways every single week to win football games, and Jalen Hurts looked as comfortable as we've seen him all season. I know last week he had a good week, but I felt like this was the best Jalen Hurts week from the season thus far. I truly do feel that way. I feel like this was the best we've seen him all season long. And yeah, just a beautiful game. Just a beautiful game from the Philadelphia Eagles. And yeah, people had doubts. People had doubts that this was going to be the week that they lost, especially, like I said, with Cooper Kupp coming back. Now they go to MetLife to play the Jets next week. You got to win that game. Got to win that game with Aaron Rodgers not playing. Then they play Miami on Sunday night. That's going to be a tough challenge. Then the Commanders, and then you really get into the tough games as they play Dallas, they play KC, they play Buffalo, they play the Niners, they play the Cowboys again. So that's where it's going to get tough, but that's why it's crucial to keep capitalizing on games like this. And here they are, 5-0. I don't have any reason to believe that they won't stop winning even when they get that rough stretch, because they are that good right now. They are that good, and if Hurts is going to continue to play like that especially, it's going to be a problem. It's going to be a problem for the rest of the league. But let me know your thoughts on this game in the comment section down below. Would love to hear from you guys, your thoughts. And yeah, another big win. Another big win. Leave a like if you enjoyed. Subscribe if you're new. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Go Birds.